From New Road School in Santa Monica, California, this is Village Voices, intergenerational conversations that cultivate an expanding curiosity about the world and its people. This is episode 4, The First Day.
Hey, I'm Danny Hizami. I am a parent here at New Roads. I have 2 daughters, one named Lola and one named Mia. And they both go to school here at New Roads. One's a 8th grader, incoming 8th grader, and another is an incoming 2nd grader.
Hi, I'm Raggio. I'm a junior at New Roads School. I've been here for 5 years now.
Hi, my name is Anais, Checa, and I am a teacher in the elementary school here at New Roads.
I am McGee. I'm working here at the upper school. I am the assistant dean of student life, and I also teach our student leadership congress.
Hi, I'm Caldwell, and I am a middle schooler at New Roads Middle School, and I'm going into 7th grade this year. So I started New Roads last year, and I was very nervous for my first day of school. My first day of school was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. All of the teachers were super welcoming. I had one friend, because I knew them for a long time. I had one friend, so then I was able to click with their friends, and then we all became friends. So it was like a smooth transition, but it's like if you don't know anybody, just like say if you have like a table partner, just like introduce yourself to them and like talk to them. And like just so like you have a familiar face, so like when it comes like snack or lunch, you're not like alone. So I was on the phone with my friend the other day, and we were already planning our outfits and stuff, like trying to figure out like what we're gonna wear, how we're gonna wear it, like how we're gonna wear our hair, like if we're gonna get our nails done and stuff. And I just think that like the night before, I really like try to make myself prepared. So it's like it's gonna be a new school year, like positive thoughts. But then it's like when it's like the day of, I'm a nervous wreck. I'm like, oh gosh. When I first started New Roads, I was like, oh my gosh. I felt like I was about to have a panic attack because I was so nervous. But like I think like you're scared on the first day of school at any school, even if it's the school you're returning to. I feel like you're always going to have like that little nerve in your system because it's like new school year. There's like different people there. There might be new teachers. So it's like you got to introduce yourself to other people again when it's like, I just want the same people. I don't want to have to introduce myself to anybody. Just say hi and like just like not have to worry about like reintroducing myself to people. But it's like honestly it's not that bad. Like once you just like talk to different people, it's like, oh well, you're pretty cool.
What stood out in my mind was when you approached me was my first day of being a mom. I remember when I had my first child 24 years ago, go figure. I remember being at the hospital. Now listen, you look at TV and you see that there's a nursery with with all of these bassinets with all these beautiful babies inside, and you look through the glass window and you can go in and check on your baby. Well, my first day went a little different. My first day, I had my baby and I was exhausted. I had him in the wee hours of the morning, so about 2:46. I guess I'm being really exact there. And he was crying and crying and crying. And he needed a diaper change and he needed to be fed. Now listen, no one gives you a manual after you have a baby. I thought they were going to come in and take my baby to the nursery. Oh my goodness, I was sadly mistaken. And I remember, and I was exhausted. I was buzzing for the nurse. Hey, are you guys going to come in and take my baby to the nursery? I'm tired. And they said, no, we don't do that anymore. The baby stays with you. And so I laugh because, it makes total sense now. But then I was like, no, there must be a nursery, right? I think I even said, I see it on TV. There's a nursery. And no, Dan, there was no nursery. So, I stayed up all night and I had to change my own baby's diaper because I thought that's what they do to help us new mothers. And so that was my first day of being a mom. And then I had to go home. And in my head, it made sense. Obviously, he's my baby. I go home. But when I got him to the car, I had to put him into the car seat. And I drove home with him. And then once I got home, he's on this queen size bed. I have this plaid comforter on my bed, and he's in the middle. And I was just like, shucks, they really let me go home with the baby. And I was like, wow, I couldn't believe that. How does that work? But it did, right? He's now 24 and he's healthy and he's fine. And it worked out. It worked out really, really well.
So, first day. This was my youngest daughter's first year this past year, first day at New Roads here in the elementary school. And what I'd like to do is tell you a little bit about the difference between the elementary school experience we had on the first day versus the public school experience we had on our first day. And it's kind of interesting because in the first day in the public school, people show up, no one says hi, no one cares. They're just looking at you, even at kindergarten, they're looking you up and down, going, who are you? And then you come to New Roads and the first day and people are here with open arms and people are welcoming you and people are saying hello and parents are introducing themselves. In middle school, the kids are more looking you up and down, but the parents, of course, are very, very welcoming. And it has been an enjoyable time here at New Roads as a parent and watching my kids grow into the kind of individuals we want them to be. It's just what this place is about. And the first day here at New Roads, my daughter felt welcome. Both my daughters feel welcome here. And we as parents feel like there's this great thing going on that you guys here at New Roads do, which is amazing, where you put a village together and we're all on the same team. And no one is against each other here. We're all working for the benefit of our kids. Well, I went to Arizona State, Harvard of the West Coast, and the reason why I went there is because I spelled USA backwards, so it was awesome. And at Arizona State, it's such a big university, but it's social. It had a lot of social ability. And someone said, just say hi to everybody. And that's what I do now. I just say hi to everybody 30 years later and say hi. And the people I met from college on my first day, I am still friends with today. And I wasn't, one of which was in my dorm. She's a girl, she's a woman, married, 3 kids, lives in Chicago. We still communicate almost on a day-to-day basis. Like we are still very close. And it was just a really good bond. I felt welcome there. And I think that's the biggest thing, I think, coming out of all this is the first day of school, people are nervous. People are, they don't know what to expect. And what Arizona State did, and actually what New Roads does, is they welcome you in.
So I wanted to talk about living and experiencing something different than what I'm used to. My whole life, born and raised in Los Angeles. My dad's side is all here. My mom's side is all here. couple of family in San Diego, but Southern California girl through and through. And so senior year of high school, I already decided I was going to go to college an hour and a half north at CSU Channel Islands. Not too far from home. I can still visit, but I'm still like in my own little world over there. And then one day, my dad came home and was like, oh, so we're moving to Wisconsin. And me and my family, my younger brother, my mom and I, were like, we heard of Wisconsin. We're like, what is Wisconsin? I haven't traveled anywhere in the Midwest or in the South or even in the East before that, or when I was 17, 18 before that. So we were kind of like, Wisconsin, what? Like, what? Okay, cool. Looked at a map. Oh, that's where Wisconsin is.
The Chippewa Indians called it Meskusing, or the Gathering of the Waters. Today, some people call it America's Dairyland. But no matter what name we give it, Wisconsin offers a countryside of rolling green hills.
The first time going there, landing, seeing everything, my first thought, I remember this to this day, my first thought, where are all the fences? Like, why aren't there any fences around here? Like, how are your neighbors are just staring into your backyard? I'm so confused. There was no fences. I mean, there's a lot of land, right? It was green, so that was a little different, way, way greener. And I was, how did the dogs, like, did the dogs just run away? Like, people could just stare? Where does your property end? I was really shook about that. I remember just being like, where are the fences? Another thing I noticed, obviously, when we were looking for a new home was basements. Basements are not a thing here in LA. And I was kind of creeped out. I'm a big true crime junkie, love horror movies. And I'm like, this is where all the bad things happen. And like, it's creepy down here. It's dark. But yeah, that was something we had to get used to, and looking at houses and like walking down the stairs to the darkness. That was fun, interesting, scary a little bit. Right before I went, I don't remember having big feelings because I generally just didn't know what to expect. When I got there and we were in our small apartment in downtown Milwaukee, that's when the feelings came about. My brother was going into 8th grade, and he's my younger brother, so he's my world. And just seeing him go into his shell and kind of, we're in this unknown place. We don't know anybody. No friends, no family. And that's really different for us, for a big Latino family and culture and community. It was really lonely. It was really like, just all of our moods were very low. Like, we're a big, loud family in general. And so being over there and seeing my brother kind of go through it was really hard for me. And when I left, I felt really guilty. Like, when I came back to California, I felt really guilty. I felt really sad leaving him. I'm really independent. I don't mind being on my own, but I was really worried about him because he didn't have any friends. He's going into 8th grade, and I just saw his mood change. So that was really hard for me. But people over there are so nice. He made a lot of new friends in 8th grade and transitioned well into high school. So I think it was probably, looking back, it was the perfect time. But at that time, it was solemn. It was quiet and, yeah, kind of sad. Just missing home for sure. Because this is all we ever knew before that. 18 years for me and 14 years for my brother. LA was all we ever knew.
Well, the first day, you always think of it as a new beginning, First day of school is the school setting, so if you're going off of that, you're thinking, oh, new friends, new classes, new people, new teachers, a new beginning. But, first day can mean first day of work, first day of whatever you want to think of. And there's a common denominator in all of the first days is new beginning. And even though I've been here at New Roads for 5 years, I like to think of it as each year is a new beginning and new friends. You might have old friends. You might have new people you meet. You might have new interests. One year you could be interested in one thing, and because of that new beginning, that new restart, you learn a completely new part of yourself. that's my biggest takeaway from a new beginning, a new start from the year, is that you can learn something new about yourself every time you start over and you start something new.
Today's episode featured Lyric Caldwell, Kenya McGee, Danny Hizami, Anais Checa, and Fox Raggio. Music by Smart Toaster and New Roads teacher Ruben Ramos. Production by me, Dan Kearney. I'm also the 8th grade history teacher here at New Roads. Check us out next time for more Voices from the Village.